Will here from Polyhedral Playground. I got a project I've been working on for about half a year now, off and on. I started it. I got pretty far along. I actually scrapped it. Well, not scrapped, but decided that I didn't like how it was coming out. I'll show you that in another video. But this is version 2, and this is just the box. So this is a box that I had done earlier. This is one of the first versions of, I think it is the first version of these dice boxes that I was making several years ago. And so I took that same motif. It kind of looks to me like a treasure box. And I've got some treasure inside of this. I think I would have, if I do it again, I might. It just ended up so big here that kind of overpowers, but yeah, it looks all right. There is a color scheme on this thing, and that there are 6 different colors. Is that right? Five different colors, and there's a perfect 5 coloring. So you can see purple here, and here, and here. And so there's a parallel edge to that down on the bottom here, which is purple. There's a parallel edge to this over here, which is purple. There's a parallel edge to this, the back, which is purple. And likewise, that same orientation there. They're like skew but perpendicular edges here. Skew but perpendicular edges this way and this way. So that same orientation, then you can, switch over to red. So there's red here, there's red there again, this direction, that direction. Skew but perpendicular to each other. Likewise, there's a red here. So interesting color pattern. I have these little latches that I bent the actual thing here so that it wraps around the corner. This is the most elaborate box I've made for one of these projects. I just got going and kept going. So anyway, it comes off half and half. So there's that. And this is the actual project I was doing. This is made as a gift for my niece who's getting married. There's inscription on the inside. And there's also an inscription on the top half too from all of us at Polyhedral Playground. There's the star. Both my niece and her future wife are Dungeons and Dragons players. I believe the whole wedding theme is dragons, and these dice boxes. I have video of the dice boxes I made for them with dragons on it, or a dragon. And now I just went for dragons. The first design was way busier than this one. There were all sorts of different colors and different kinds of wood, and it was all right. It just was way too busy and it wasn't clearly dragons. I went for something simpler. I asked several people that I know who are really good artists and drawers to draw me a dragon, and nobody came up with one I liked, so I tried my hand at drawing it myself, trying to stay simple. I think it's all right. I think maybe the next time I do it, I could do it better, but each dragon has green eyes. There are colored diamonds down in the middle where the dragon tails come together. The color pattern on these are exactly the same as the color pattern on the box. In fact, I made sure that the box lines up so that you can put, when you put this in the box, you can do it in such a way that purple is always across from a purple edge and green is always across from a green edge here. So anyway, yeah, there's the, I don't know how well I can aim this at the camera, at the 5-fold axis. It has, I just think that's beautiful. Let's see, that's the 5-fold axis. 3-fold axis then would be right down into the hole there. Again, I'm guessing it, aiming it at the camera. And the 2-fold axis is right at that there. In fact, you can actually see the geometry, I think, along that 2-fold axis the best, in that this is one piece, right? So 2 dragons, one piece here. If you think of it, there's 5 dragons at each corner. There's 12 of these, so that would be 60 total, but there's 2 dragons on the same piece, so there's actually only 30 pieces here. This is a stellated triacontahedron. In fact, I believe I have a triacontahedron poking around here somewhere. There it is. I've got a triacontahedron here. So a stellation, of course, is extending the planes out and letting them recombine. The first stellation always looks like you put little pyramids on top of each face. But if you extend this out so that then it matches with this face, let's say, it would form an edge along here and then be pointed out towards there. I believe that these points are all along the line. So this edge here would be this face extended that way. And that this one would be this face extended out there. And so you end up with those 5 coming together over the 5-fold axis to make that point there. Yeah, the triacontahedron. Triaconta is Greek for 30. So there's 30 faces on this, a stellated triacontahedron. The dragon star. The dragon star. So I've been working on this, yeah, for, as I said, for a long time. Trying different things, going through the whole process. And oh, I should probably mention that the wood here is American redwood, and the inlay is, actually I have no idea. It's my really nice looking light inlay. Might be maple, might be something else. I have no idea. Actually, I don't think it is maple. The redwood is reclaimed. It was originally, I have no idea when it was originally cut down, but it was used as these gigantic olive oil vats down in California. And when they were all done with those, a local guy to us managed to salvage them. And so he had a whole bunch of boards. I went down. He was offering the redwood at $2 a board foot. And I went down and bought, I don't know, not very much. I should have bought everything he had. Everything he had. In fact, by the time I got home, I realized that I should have. I called him back up. He says, nah, the guy behind you. The guy who came in next bought it all. So anyway, I still have enough to work with for a while. It's a pain actually to work with. It is naturally resistant to fire. So when you put it in the laser and the laser tries to cut through it, it doesn't do it very well. So yeah, it's a bit of a struggle, but we found techniques to work. This is the first time doing one of these, or actually routed a coin or rounded all these edges going in through the middle, and I just really liked how that came out. Yeah. It's staggering to think how old this wood might actually be. Because if it was cut down and used for olive oil vats, it was done at least 100 years ago. And then the redwood tree would have had to have grown first. So this could be 1,000+ years old wood. It's staggering. Anyway, I hope that the brides-to-be enjoy it. It is theirs from Uncle Will.